All right. Do you ever feel like you are working too hard in your business and yet you still feel stuck? That can be the worst feeling. But what's even worse than that is that other people might be looking at you and think, what are you complaining about? You've got it good. You've got your own business. What? And so it's not only that you feel stuck, but that you also feel lonely in the problem, as in, what is wrong with me? Why am I not satisfied with the growth of my business? Or why do I always want it to be faster? And am I weird for that? So I always say that entrepreneurship can be a lonely business, but I'm going to help you where it's not a stuck business, okay? So, first of all, I'm going to this is called 5 reasons why your business feels stuck and how to get moving again. But before we get into the 5 reasons, I want to tell you the 3 steps that you're going to need to do to implement, okay? Step number 1. This is going to be a fun video. I'm going to tell you why in a second. Imagine that your business is a vehicle, and we're going to have fun with this step. Okay. So maybe you imagine that your business is 2 different vehicles, as in, if you had to imagine your business as a vehicle right now, what kind of vehicle would it be? There have been times when I'm like, my business doesn't even feel like a vehicle. It feels like a stationary bike. Like I'm just pedaling, 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 and we're not getting anywhere. That's the worst. It's horrible. And you're like, when is this going to pay off? But how I want to imagine my vehicle, and this is individual to every single person, but this is how we have fun. Okay. I personally would like to have a navy blue sports car, convertible, preferably, probably BMW, so it can handle the curves. We live in Arkansas, so it can go around these mountain curves and whip around. And I was just listening to the song "Life Is a Highway" by Rascal Flatts, and I'm like, yes, that that's my business. That's my business vibe. That's what I want. Okay, so you have to tell me in the chats, what does your business currently feel like? What kind of vehicle? And what would you like it to feel like? This will help us so much, this imagining, this visualizing thing. But this is why I want you to consider your business as a vehicle, not as a destination in itself, not as a goal in itself, because your business is this amazing vehicle that can carry you, your life, and your family to a better destination. So when we think about our business like that, as it's a vehicle, not a destination, then obviously we're going to want to keep it moving and maybe upgrade it with style. So this will just be so helpful for us to have a better relationship with our business, to see it as a vehicle, and then to look at it through this metaphor, this framework of 5 reasons why it might be stuck. So step number 1 is think of your business as a vehicle. Step number 2 will be to listen to this video and identify the one area that you feel stuck. It's tempting for us to overwhelm ourselves anytime that we're listening to a video or a podcast or reading a book and thinking that we have to implement all the things. Don't do that. I promise you, you will make faster progress if you just take it one step at a time. If you allow yourself to focus on what needs to be changed right now and stay on what's most important, the actual bottleneck in your business, and then clear that and then move on. Okay. It'll feel so much better. It'll feel like we're actually making progress. We're actually going somewhere again. And then the third thing is commit to actually clearing it. So many times we hear what's wrong with why our business feels stuck or is stuck. And there is a difference between is and feeling. But this video is not about that. And then we take it personally. We make it mean that Well, that's just the way it's gonna have to be. There's nothing I can do about that. I don't have the personality to build a business. I have done this multiple times. I have made it like April's not capable of building the business. Listen, most human beings, this is why I like the vehicle metaphor. Most human beings, when they turn 16 or so, we teach them how to drive an actual vehicle. This is mind boggling. If you are a mom or a dad who has taught your child how to drive, you realize how crazy it is. It's like, oh my gosh, we're putting this person who can't even make their bed yet behind the wheel of a car and letting them go out into traffic. Whoa. And then you start, teaching them the finer points, and you think we're all going to die before we learn this. This is literally why I so much love this metaphor of imagine your business as a vehicle. And it takes time and concentration and intentional practice to get better at running it. But the wonderful thing about a business is literally the minute I started my business, it paid me more per hour than any job that I'd had before. Immediately, like, it was already a sports car compared to the jalopy that my career was. And that is fascinating to me that we can just give our own self raises. And raises sometimes look like making more money, but raises sometimes look like more vacations, taking time off, or just having a vehicle that is customized to your life, your needs. Right now in our family, there are 3 people in my husband's family that are in and out of the hospital for surgeries and major health things. And that's a lot. Um, and they've got some great, great support, some great, great help. I am so glad that my husband and I both have intentionally created vehicles that mean that we don't have to ask a boss to take off. We are the boss that tells us when to take off, when to not take off. The freedom aspect, now you guys are understanding why I'm picking a convertible as my vehicle, but make sure you put yours in the comments too. The freedom aspect. So, what is it that the vehicle represents for you? So, we're going to identify what our business vehicle is, okay, or what we're wanting it to be. 2, we're going to listen for one of these 5 areas that has us feeling stuck so that we can like pinpoint, identify what our next move is. And then 3, we're going to commit to making the next move this week. That's what I want you to do. Okay, those are the 3 steps. Got them? All right. Now let's move on to the 5 reasons your business feels stuck. Before I say this, I am going to say one more thing. It may feel like your business is stuck because of the economy, or because your industry is changing rapidly because of AI, or because of something else external to you. These reasons that I'm going to give you, none of them are external. All of them are internal reasons why your business is stuck. And the reason I like to focus on that is this: we, the business owner, is the person driving the vehicle, our business. And if we obsess over the obstacle, the roadblock that we have in our life right now, we will not look for alternate ways to get around it. Think about it this way. I'm just going to harp on this metaphor so much that you're going to get tired of me. But what would we tell somebody else if they were stuck? If they were like, I can't drive this car, I can't learn how, we'd be like, hey, babe, calm down. It's just a matter of breaking down the skills and learning them and practicing them. Okay, the obstacle that is blocking you may not be movable, but that doesn't mean that you're not movable. There's a side road, there's an off shoulder, there's a ramp, there is a sell the car and get on a motorcycle and go down the crowded highway. There is a maybe it has to be waited out for this season, but we're going to do it patiently. We're going to have fun in the car while we're waiting for the roadblock to clear. Don't be tempted to focus on what is absolutely outside your control. Look for how whatever feels outside of your control, you can bring it back under your control. Like, I can't change what's happening between gas prices, the US, Iran, Trump wars, whatever. But I can change how dependent my business is on fuel, or I can change, or there's other things that I can do to mitigate the dangers from one area. All right. So that's all the prequel. Now let's get into the meat of the teaching. 5 reasons your business feels stuck. Okay, now let's just stick with our metaphor that you are the driver. So let's think about the eyes first. Do you even know where you want your business to drive to, where you're driving your business to? This is so unique to everybody. Now, because we start a business for different reasons. Some of us start a business because we feel very, very, oh, what's the word? Um, it's not charitable. It's something similar to that. But it's very much like we want to make a difference in the world for this big cause, this group of people. Okay. Make sure you know what that is. But others of us are like, and this was me, I am wanting to make money from home so I could be there for my kids, be there for my husband, be there to switch over the laundry because I just like working from home. Other people hate it. I love it. So it had to allow me to work at home. It had to be flexible. It had to use my gifts. I had to enjoy it. What is the vision you're creating your business? What do you want it to do? It may be a money goal, but it may not be. It may be an impact goal. It may be because it just sounds like fun and I just want to see if I can do it. So it feels like it's a challenging goal. It My husband started his business because he right away saw nobody's going to pay me what the amount of money that I want to bring to my family, what it's going to require and he was willing to work as hard as it takes to get that, to give his family a standard of living that he wasn't going to make at the factory or in other avenues that were open to him at the time. And my husband also, we were just talking about this the other day. His One of his things is he loves having a business where people see transformation happen right in front of their eyes in their homes, which is so unique or so interesting because I do the same thing. I just do it, on the interior person. The transformations on the inside. He does the transformation on the outside. So I find it very, very funny, very, very interesting that how much we overlap in our desires, but they seem different on the outside. All right. So your eyes. Can your eyes actually see where you're driving your business? The clearer it is, the easier it will be to drive. I'm pulling up my notes to make sure I'm not missing a major point here. Let's see. So get clear on what you actually want your business to provide. Oh, for your life. This is why I call the business a vehicle for your life. This will save you from building a business despite your life or that takes the place of your life, absorbs your life. I am so anti this bro code of, you can build a business or you can have a family, but you can't do both. I think that's a bunch of hogwash. I mean, if if I had to choose between my husband and my children and creating a business that had $1 billion net worth, I would choose my family every single time. Maybe that's not everybody's choice. I love my choice. My business is a vehicle for my life, okay? And it just gets to get better and better, upgraded, little accessories. No bumper stickers on the back. I'm anti bumper sticker. Okay, let's see. Define the destination clearly enough so that you can then evaluate the opportunities that come by. Okay, because that will be the temptation is to say yes to everything. And so, just imagine your vehicle. You're like, should I turn here? Well, but then I have to miss this road. Let's go both. You'll get nowhere. All right. The clearer the destination, then the clearer the next steps, the next legs of the journey are. And um, s- catch yourself if you're asking what should I do next before you've answered where am I actually going, like what is my big picture, given 3 years, given 5 years, given 10 years, where would I be, given enough time, where would I like to be? All right, number two, the second reason your business feels stuck is because your heart is not actually on board. So it something feels heavy, something feels scary, something feels doubtful, something feels worrisome. You've got to listen to your heart on this. Not listen and quit, but listen and identify what are you afraid of that maybe growth will cost you. For me, I realize I cannot grow as long as I am afraid that growth will destroy the independence, the freedom, and the ease that I've created in my life. And I mean, as soon as I saw that, I'm like, oh, that's not going to do that. But for a long time, I could feel that my foot was on the brake in my business. But when I identified, oh, no, no, there is a way where my business actually makes my life better, not harder, not heavier. Okay. What are you afraid of? I have seen multiple entrepreneurs, especially those raised in the Christian space, who are afraid of the criticism they might get if they make a lot of money. That ought not to be. That is not the message that the church should be giving to faith based entrepreneurs. But it's a message that we accidentally pick up and pass on. It's a scarcity message, it's not even an abundance message. But if you feel like you're going slow, it might be because your heart is not fully in it. It's kind of like you're driving hesitantly, but you're like, is this really where I want to go? So you're not rushing there. You're just like, yeah, sometimes driving, sometimes not. You're getting out of the car, taking long breaks, distractions. Okay, you get the point. All right. So get on this one, get honest about whether the goal is wrong or whether you simply need. So, okay, this is where you'd want to verify, do I really love my goal? Do I really love the destination that my eyes have picked? Or does it feel like the car is going there without me and I haven't even picked this? There are two ways to get your heart on board. One way is coaching. It really, really does help us get the right mindset to grow a business. This is why I like to say if business is simple, then it's doable. If business is simple and desirable, doable and desirable, then it's practically done. And this is why I like to compare business to like learning how to drive a car because anybody can do it as long as they have, enough maturity. They can read, they've got basic skills, they're tall enough to see over the steering wheel. Even sometimes they're not. My grandma was very short and she had to sit on a cushion. Um, but business is no more complicated than learning to have a business is no more complicated than learning how to drive a car. Yes, it feels complex, but if we break it down to small enough pieces, anybody is capable of learning it. A fifth grader could start a business if it were explained clearly enough. All right. So, so on the heart, that's why I say coaching your heart because you need to clean up your mindset. Sometimes mindset really is the thing that's stopping you. But sometimes you don't need to be coaching your mindset all the time. Sometimes you just need to get going and just get into the work. This is when I like to step into my backup tool, which is a playlist. Pick a soundtrack for your road trip. I have created a couple of playlists in Spotify that help remind me why I do business. Um, right now, I am on a 9 to 5 kick by Dolly Parton. And so that is the first song I listen to in the morning as I'm getting in the shower. She even references getting into the shower. The dun 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 of that song gets me going every single time, gets me in the mood to just go at my business. All right, that's number 2. Number 3, your hands. You don't know how yet. I'm going to do a series of videos pretty soon on the 7 gaps that will kill your business if you do not bridge them. But there are certain skills in our business that we just need to learn. And then sometimes we learn them, but we don't take the time to actually get good at them. So they keep on feeling hard. I've got a story about this. When I was 6 or 7, I think 7 months pregnant, maybe 8. I was huge. And we were in France in language school, and there was a bunch of ladies that we wanted to go drive from Albertville to Lyon and visit the one mall that we heard was in France. And so a group of us all got together and, we got some cars between them. We didn't all have vehicles, but they needed somebody that knew how to drive a stick. And I was the only one in the whole group that knew how to drive a stick. So if you can just imagine, small car, because all the vehicles in France were smaller than what we're used to in America, seatbelt barely fitting over my poor pregnant stomach, driving a stick in a country that I do not speak the language very well. I know enough about the, rules of the road. They're not so different from America. Other people in the car with me. If I were not great at driving a stick, I would not have signed up for that. But I had been driving a stick for as long as I had been driving, for longer than I had a license. I learned how to drive a stick before I got a license because that's what we had growing up on the farm. Okay, because in business, there are so many skills. Think about it this way, every single skill you gain makes your business easier on the backside of it. So when you learn how to write good copy, good marketing, it makes your business easier. When you learn how to convert, as in how to have a consult call or conversation and sell somebody, it makes your business infinitely easier. When you're trying to do all of these things, trying to learn it all at the same time, it really is hard. It's like trying to learn how to drive a stick when you're 16 and you've never been in a car before. It's overwhelming. It gets easier with practice. Get to mastery. One of the things that I love is the way that Alex Hormozy talks about this, which is take any skill that you're dreading learning and break it down small enough and then remind yourself 20 hours doing this and I will be 80% to mastery. Like just commit to 20 hours, put 20 hours into this. And you'll be surprised at how much better you can get at anything that you do, that you practice for 20 hours. All right, so that's your hands. You just don't know how to do something yet. And so that is literally why your business is stuck. I am working right now on how to gain and hold attention. Y'all, I feel stuck on it, so stuck. But I can also see I'm gaining progress. I even got a couple of subscribers this week on my YouTube channel. Yay! Thank you for joining me. If you haven't subscribed, please, if you find it interesting, if I hold your attention, if I help you, please subscribe. Please share it with somebody else. It would mean the world to me. All right, so that's number 3. Okay, the 4th reason your business might be stuck is your mind. Not that you're not smart enough, but that you're too scattered. You're too distracted. Maybe you're talking to all the people that are in the car and you missed your turn over and over and over again. Maybe you you decided to pull over at a gas station, perhaps at Bucky's, and then you spent a whole lot of time there instead of making progress toward your journey. Okay, distraction. Maybe while you were at Bucky's, you decided, I want to take another vehicle. I want to do something else. A lot of times our businesses are stuck just because we are so distracted. We are chasing somebody else's business or somebody else's vision, or we're distracted by, the doubts in our heart. We're not facing them. Um, or we're just wanting to drive too many vehicles at one time. Slow this down. So, if you're tired of being slowed down, this is how we speed up, okay, by focusing on the one area. All right. And then the fifth, oh, and or on the mindset, also, sometimes we just keep on starting and stopping, and we're not even sure why, but we're losing our momentum. So, that's your mind. You keep leaving the road. And then the fifth is your strength. You keep on running out of fuel. This is amazing because there'll be a time when your strength is really, really powerful, the vehicle metaphor won't even work anymore. You're gonna have to switch to something like a private jet plane because you have so much more capacity than you used to. When I first started my business, it literally felt like it was like one of those old-fashioned jalopies where I had to turn the hand crank. Now it's starting to feel like a vehicle that I can drive, and I can drive faster and faster around the mountain curves. But pretty soon, I'm going to attach self-driving function to it, so I don't have to do all the pieces, so that it saves my strength so I can do more. See, this just gets better and better. What is hard because we don't have the capacity, or, like when I started my coaching business, I could only coach for so long. I can now coach more people on more things simultaneously. In fact, I can hold a membership now. Um, but there's several things that might be affecting our strength. It might be lack of time, it might be lack of actual energy, it might be lack of money enough to invest in learning a skill. It might be relationships, like sucky relationships, or maybe you need to focus on building relationships that become referral sources for your business. Um, so are you just flat out worn out trying to do it all? That would be a strength thing. Or you're just keep on running out of time. So there's a difference between the strength and the heart. The heart is kind of like an interior doubting fear slowing you down, but the strength is actual physically. I cannot work any hard and get it going. You got to do it differently then. All right. So out of those five, which one resonated with you the most? Was it your eyes, your heart, your hands, your mind, or your strength? And now that you know which area to focus on, what are you going to do about it? And if you don't automatically know what you're going to do about it, then what I want to recommend is that you come to my Time Rich Business Reset. And I do it on Thursday at 11 a.m. Central, so the same hour as this. And we will get clear and help you identify and find the next right move in your business so you can grow again without adding more to your plate. It's free, but I limit it to only 15 spots because I want to be able to help anybody who makes it onto the call. So I will put the link in the description, but just go to aprilbragg.com/reset and sign up for that. If it's completely full, then I might have a second one set up. You can sign up for, maybe the next week, but go to aprilbragg.com/reset. It's live. There are no replays. This is live, actual coaching help for you and your business, something that you can use this week. All right. Any questions? Any comments? Any thoughts? Make sure you tell me in the comments what your vehicle is, and I will talk to you next week. Bye bye.